Hello, my spooky dookies and creepy peepees. Welcome back to Face Off. Today we will be doing a cursed theme one day of the year. Every year, ghosts come out to talk about the dumbest things. One day. On Halloween! Listen, but beware, the last people to listen to this podcast were never seen again. Bum, bum, bum. I hope there's effects going on. Okay, now I will use my spooky dooky necromancer powers, and I am going to bring my witch and goblin up from the dead. Magic powers, everyone. Horror movies versus horror games. I have my witch right here. Caitlin, what side are you on?
Unfortunately, films.
All right. We have my professional handsome goblin right here, Bentley. What side are you on?
Games.
All right. We will start with that, and then next will be vampire versus werewolf and Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers. All right. Let's start this. Ladies first. What is your defense on horror movies over video games?
Horror. I feel like horror games could be more like entertaining if you're just wanting to like sit down and chill, as whereas like if you have like ADHD or something, video games might be better. But video games are like boring a little bit. It depends on what you play, but
I can see that, like, if you just want to like watch something, you don't want to have to like constantly, like, if you're in a game, you can watch people run away. You don't want to run away yourself.
yeah, like you could. There's more movement involved with video games depending on the game you play. Like if you're playing PC, of course, like your hands are gonna be doing stuff. But like,
or maybe if you like want to like do something. Like if like I have more important things to do, I'm not gonna play a video game. Like you can watch a horror movie. I
yeah,
guess.
horror movies. I would say like in my defense, they're definitely. If you're wanting just to sit down, chill, I think it's more based off like preference more than like, facts really. So like I'd say like films, you can chill and like relax and like eat and stuff while you watch it.
All right, that's actually a pretty good defense. We're gonna go to Bentley. What do you have against horror movies versus video games or horror games? Horror games over horror movies. My apologies.
Well, with horror games, you're only looking at one perspective rather than with movies where you could look at multiple perspectives. So with horror games, you could probably add like more Easter eggs for the lore.
You can you walk around, you have more detail to look at.
Yeah.
Well, you're like maybe like a horror movie, you're just like looking at one thing.
Yeah, because with horror movies, you're looking through the camera of the producer, so you can only see certain parts of all of it. But in a horror game, you'll be able to walk around and actually look around.
I feel like the only thing with like the on that would be like with horror movies, they can like maybe add like visual effects easier or something. But like besides that, like in horror games, you can like look in more detail or somewhere it's more customizable. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. What's your response?
So I feel like that's a pretty good like valid reason. But then I'm gonna jump into I don't know if video games or anything similar to like what I'm about to say, but some horror movies can actually be like factual. Like there's documentaries. Some say maybe The Conjuring was real. Like there's that too. So like I feel like horror movies can be factual, as whereas video games could be more not as factual. Like it could be just completely fake, and it's just from perspective and creativity.
Like fictional versus real. Like,
yeah.
Can do that. What about you?
Well, I'm just going to throw this in that some horror games could also be based on true stories, but also with horror games not really being based on true stories, it'll show the person who made the game, it'll bring out their creativity to make their own story, which you could also do with horror movies, but with horror games it could be longer than just like a 1 hour thing. So that way it could have like a full story.
I feel like video games are definitely like a one-time thing. So like a video game could just be like one game instead of like a video game series. As where like horror movies, if depending on the script and what you write, it could be a long series. Like the story could choose going. As whereas a video game, there's maybe one or two stories involved in the game. as whereas there's multiple stories, and you could take your perspective and make it even more than just the 4 stories it was made to be. It could be more than 4. You could put it in perspective and make it your own creative imagination.
You can do that with a video game, but like I think it is easier to do that with like a movie and stuff. We're gonna do one last before we move on to vampires versus werewolves. We're gonna do one last response from Bentley.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say I do like your point about like the story part of it all, like being able to have multiple stories. But as you were saying that, I am gonna kind of be proving your point here. As you were saying that, I was thinking about FNAF and how it's kind of focused on like mainly like William Afton, but also with the entire family like kind of off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you do really have a good point with that, with like the only like 1 to 2 story thing.
All right. Very good sportsmanship right there. Vampires versus werewolves. Caitlin, which one are you going to be defending?
That's difficult because both are actually really good.
This is random right now.
Let's
we just
do
chose this.
vampires.
All right.
Vampires.
This time we didn't. We don't. Nobody chose something that they're going to defend. This one we're throwing that out there. So she's doing vampires. I mean you're doing werewolves. All right. We're gonna start with Caitlin first. So vampires versus werewolves. Which one is which one do you think is better? You're doing vampires. So why do you think vampires are better than werewolves?
Vampires can willingly choose to become a bat, or they could be willingly choosing to become a vampire. As whereas a werewolf, I think it's like every full moon you could become a werewolf, and you have to be like in front of the moons, like moonlight or whatever. As whereas vampires, whenever they want, as long as they're not in the sun.
What do you say about that? About why do you think werewolves are better than vampires?
Well, with werewolves only being able, like you said, to only be able to come out during full moons, it could also give the darkness of the night could also give them a better ability to sneak up on their victims.
They do have like primal abilities and stuff. When they turn into a werewolf, they also have because werewolves are really good hunters. I feel like I'm just thinking of this now. Werewolves and stuff they get the powers of now an apex predator. Humans are already apex predators, but not like the silent hunting. I have paws that don't make any sound on the ground kind of hunting. So when they do that, then they're also hunting humans. So I think that would be scary. But let me think of what popped in my mind was weaknesses. I will say something. I'm gonna put something out there actually against her. Oh no, against her. The weakness of a vampire is garlic, and the weakness of a werewolf is silver. It's way easier to get garlic than silver. I have some things that are made of silver at my house, but you have to go out to a lot of jewelry stores sometimes. So something that's silver or something is a little more expensive or something, or just anything. It's not hard to get silver, but I'm saying it's way easier to get garlic. You could just find that in a kitchen.
For sure.
So I think on the weaknesses part.
I'd say for vampires, that's probably why the people in stories and stuff, they'll preferably hunt outside and stuff, going into somebody's house because you don't know. So I guess their hunting grounds more outside, same as werewolves. So there's a way to avoid it. Same thing with werewolves. Mostly their hunting grounds outside. They don't just go into somebody's house and be like, hey, do you mind if I, gobble you up real quick? I'm not going to do that.
Bark?
Bark, bark, woof, woof.
Woof, woof. Yeah, that accurate werewolves right there.
Yeah.
Bark, bark, woof, woof, I'm going to eat you now. Okay, what do you say about that on weaknesses?
I think... Well, let's try to count how many weaknesses vampires have versus werewolves, because I know there's garlic, sunlight.
Oh yeah, sunlight. I forgot about that. I was thinking of a stake to the heart, but I was even though technically it's the weakness of a zombie is stabbed to the head. I'm okay, so that's a weakness, as in that's the only way to kill them. But at the same time, most things die to a stab to the head. So with those kinds of weaknesses,
or a stab to the heart, because your heart's the main thing.
At least in The Walking Dead, you literally have to destroy their head or something, because they still survive even with their head cut off. I remember that. There's like a zombie with a head on like a pole or something, and so like it's able to like bite a guy. I don't know how that's a danger to you. It's a zombie's head on a pike and you still get bit. But did you hear that, guys?
I think I heard something.
Scary.
I think we're going insane.
Yeah, we're gonna.
probably.
The voices. So yeah, we're right. That's pretty good. Yeah. What I can remember is like werewolves only have like silver and stuff, and but with vampires, I mean, at least the werewolves do have like the light of the moon, but at the same time, like I feel like they would still be able to like maybe like hunt during the day if they were still transformed or something. Wait,
Yeah.
would they still have? Wait, now we're kind of thinking, what if there's a full moon during the day? Would that work?
Oh, yeah, because like sometimes during like the early morning, you can still see the moon sometimes.
Yeah, but what if it's like a full moon? You
I
can
think
see it.
so. At least you
Well,
think.
Would that even? Yeah, if it was on the opposite side of the Earth. Would
I
yeah.
don't know enough about werewolves.
That's
to know.
less of a debate. That's a debate. That's more of a question. Can they hunt during the day if they see that? But anyways, we're gonna slowly wrap things up. What do you have against like the like as a defense for that?
For them having allergies, but they can avoid the sunlight allergy, like straight up. Like they
Mm-hmm.
can choose to have an umbrella. Like in I'm going based off Hotel Transylvania, mind me.
I had that. In mind. I had that,
So
not
like
gonna
what they would do is, put on a cloak. They would, have an umbrella. They would have something to protect themselves. So there is ways to avoid sunlight. So
lie.
simply-
Maybe it's just put on sunscreen like.
I'm not sure
a
sunscreen
European
is
just put on
tourist.
just put on a little bit of
Just
sunscreen.
gonna put a
You'll
little
be
bit of
fine.
sunscreen. I'm not gonna burn to death. It's fine. We just put on a little sun hat. That's all I remember.
So I guess it's like the avoidance thing again. Like they just got to avoid it.
Hmm.
And then the stake to the heart. Same thing for humans. You can't really avoid a stake to the heart unless
If you
you're really
just
good at
get, like, a s-
self-defense.
Like a silver dagger. I mean, you would just be well. Doesn't a silver like any contact with a werewolf kind of like silver hurts them, or something? I don't know.
I think so.
I think it's kind of like almost like acid or something. Like acid, not the illegal thing. So yeah, I mean now that's do you have a closing argument?
It would probably be easier to spot a vampire out in the wild because they'll have to protect themselves from the sun rather than werewolves.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I've been defending you too much. The thing is, like, if you're hunting in the night and a vampire wants to kill you, he can just dress up as like he can be a normal guy, be like, hey, what's going on? You lonely out here? But a werewolf, if it's a full moon, also werewolves and stuff, they have to hunt on a full moon. So if vampires can hunt all the time, but also they want to hunt on a full moon and stuff, you're gonna see a big dog. You're gonna be a big humanoid dog. You're not maybe if there's like if you see like the guy from Twilight, you're not gonna run away.
Guy from Twilight.
I wouldn't
wow.
run away.
The one very
The one guy
specific
that you-
guy.
Jacob
If you
or Edward? That's what I want to
If
know.
you see Batman, if you see Bruce Wayne at the night, he's gonna be like, hey, what's going on? But if you see you're not gonna run away. But if you see like a giant humanoid dog, I feel like I would run away.
Are you Team Jacob or
Personally.
Team Edward? That's a time for another debate.
That's a whole
Neither.
Team Jacob or Team
Wow.
Edward. Vote if you want Team Jacob or Team Edward.
Team Jacob.
Shh, okay.
He's
so
hotter.
now we are going to move to our last debate. So you vote which one you thought that was pretty good. But now last one, and it is Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Which one is better? Caitlin, which
Michael.
one? Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Jason.
Yeah, you don't get too much of a
Jason.
choice,
Jason.
so it doesn't
Yeah, I
matter
don't
what
really
you
have much
say.
of a choice for this.
I can't hear myself think. Okay. So we're gonna start. We start with Caitlin again. Why do you think Michael Myers is better than Jason Voorhees?
There's a better storyline, and it's like a whole movie series. I don't know about Jason. I think Jason just has one movie.
No.
Okay, well.
You have a million of them.
Well, anywho, Michael Myers has been around longer. And the
I don't think
storyline's actually more interesting compared to Jason. That's my opinion, though. I like the storyline of Michael Myers better. But it was also my first horror movie to watch. So, I'm going to say Michael because,
Was Michael Myers before Jason? I can't remember.
Yeah, what was it before?
I think Michael came out like the 1980s.
Was-
Someone,
was,
get Google out. Someone.
Was Michael? I think he was like 77 or 79 or something, and I don't know when Friday the 13th was. I can't remember, but maybe I'm wrong though.
Maybe the late 80s, early 80s, maybe.
Late 80s. Okay. Now, okay, so why do you think? What's your response to that? Why do you think Jason Voorhees is better than Michael Myers?
Well, I don't really know much, but I'm gonna say maybe he has like maybe a better killing style.
Maybe. So yeah, he does have a lot of unique things, but no, this one we tried something. We just throw it out at them. We throw it at them instead of them really picking something.
Classic Michael Myers stabbing.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna have to like replace you the whole thing because I feel like I know more about both of these characters than you guys do combined.
You're the host. Be quiet.
Yeah, you're the host. Shut up.
I'm supposed to be talking most. Am I? I don't know.
Host is supposed to be quiet.
You're supposed to say more. Why do you think? You know, we're gonna do something.
Well, Michael Myers wins. Done.
No. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something without that we're not gonna do ever. I'm joining Bentley. I'm joining Bentley.
Great.
Because
I
this
was
is
about to say
unfair.
let's just agree
Okay.
to disagree.
This
but
this is a
Jonah,
this is a
you're my
switch up.
backup guy. I hope you know something.
No.
Yeah.
You don't get any.
No.
you don't get the backstage.
He is
guy.
a poor little soul that I'm
Yes.
just helping.
I'm a
out.
poor
I'm
little
a-
soul too, so
I'm
you're
a-
in.
I'm
All
a-
right, I will.
I'm
I
a
will
poor little
respond.
man.
Uh,
Literally poor.
Michael, I always stay pretty neutral with a few like fair like, oh, here's this point, here's that point against the year. But I'm not becoming the host anymore.
Go on.
I'm going against you. Okay.
Go on.
Michael Myers is okay. So Jason Voorhees, both of them seem to come back from the dead. Jason Voorhees actually has the excuse that he is not actually human. He is like a zombie human hybrid thing that is not natural. Michael Myers is supposed to be a human, but he will take gunshots to the head, a beating from an entire like part of the town, and he'll
Burn.
still get up
And burn
and be
still
burned,
live.
and he's still alive. It's unrealistic, and he just like he's unrealistic.
So is Jason, because
I
that
know
kind
it's
of person
Jason.
doesn't exist either. So
but Jason at least like actually he doesn't teleport, and both of them have been accused of this looking like they teleport when they just walk. Jason actually has been shown. He's shown up one point where like somebody thought he just like all of a sudden showed up really fast, but it actually looked like he'd been running. So it's realistic. He's He's actually oddly more human than Michael Myers is. He actually shows up. Michael Myers just freaking he will walk. You'll look away for like 1 second. He'll be right there. It's unrealistic.
that's how the movie's made, though.
But he also uses like the
So
same killing style. He
we're
just
debating
stabs
based off how they walk and how they teleport.
No.
You're
He also just
joking,
kills
right?
people the same way. Jason has variety. He has a signature machete, but if he doesn't have a machete, he'll use other things.
Yeah, Michael Sainter's just
Yeah.
that. So I don't know. I feel like Michael's character. I'm gonna go into character design because I'm creative. I'm like an artist of some sort. So
He wears a jumpsuit and a mask.
that's creative. And like
looks
the
like he
kinda
looks like a high school
blondish hair.
janitor.
He looks like a really angry janitor.
Yeah, I was about to say, he looks like a
that's
high school
creative.
He
janitor.
didn't get paid enough, and now he's getting revenge.
Come on, it was like the late 70s, early 80s. What do you want? It was probably
So was Jason, and he at least has like so many like accessories. He has a hockey mask. It's like
'Cause
the
it's
thing
overdone.
is, he has Michael Myers has a Halloween mask. Jason has a hockey mask. I think if you have a Halloween mask and you name the thing Halloween, that's pretty unoriginal. It's just called Halloween. But
because
if
it happened on Halloween.
I know,
night.
but the thing is, you have Jason in I think it happened. It's because it happened on a Friday the 13th. But the thing is, that's something that like is original. You just called it Halloween.
Exactly, it's original. You know another movie called Halloween? No, you don't.
I think
I
It's
don't
original.
watch movies.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the kid over here who is acting a little.
Yeah, because
Weird.
they took it and it's not even something like it happens on Halloween, but it's not even like something that's based entirely off of Halloween. I feel like if a movie is called Halloween, it would be based off of Halloween every single time. This one is based off of a guy that killed people on Halloween, but it's not based off of Halloween itself. So they just took Halloween and they didn't even make it about Halloween mainly.
Are you
Like-
saying Michael Myers is not based off Halloween at all?
Not at all. I never said it was at all. I said they never based it mainly on Halloween. They took the name. Now nobody else can make a movie
I
about
think.
Halloween.
Well, they're not gonna call it like Michael Myers or anything. Like I'm pretty sure Freddy Krueger movies are like called Freddy Krueger straight up.
No, it's called Nightmare on Elm Street.
Even
At least
then.
the first one. And then the thing is with Jason, it's not just called Jason, it's also called Friday the 13th.
Exactly.
The thing is, they didn't do that with Michael Myers, but they could have named it something other than Halloween. I feel like that's very basic.
I feel like the Halloween concept was because it always happens on Halloween.
Also,
That's why they took it.
with Jason in like the movies, there's actually one where it wasn't even Jason. It was like a copy. It was like somebody pretending to be him. So it wasn't even him, but like every single time it's just Michael Myers, and he just survives something in unrealistically. Jason, he's actually died, but then he's been brought back from back to life again. Like one of them was like he literally something like fell on his grave, and it was struck by lightning, and that jolted him back to life. That's unrealistic, but like it's at least he actually can die. Michael Myers doesn't even have anything. He's just a killer. So there's not any like at this point, it doesn't even feel like there's any hope to like actually end him. Jason actually has like the survivors are like, we can actually do something to stop him. Michael Myers is just like some force of nature.
Oh, okay. So tell me why Friday the 13th is called Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Is it because it happened on Friday the 13th? Because then you're not making any sense. Because mine happened on Halloween, so it's called Halloween.
I think it happened on Friday the 13th. But
exactly.
Also it's just shown, but like that's a very unfortunate day.
It's not related to Friday the 13th, is it? No, it's not. So there you go.
No,
and mine's not related to Halloween whatsoever, but your Friday the 13th is related to Friday the 13th.
No,
that makes perfect sense.
I'm going to explain to you why. Halloween is a whole holiday that somebody could have, if they hadn't made the Halloween movie, somebody could have came along and made a movie that was actually based on Halloween itself rather than something happening
So Friday the 13th is based off Friday the 13th.
No, but I'm saying,
there
no,
you go.
You're not letting me finish. That's a whole holiday that everyone celebrates, so they could have made a movie that was based on Halloween. But the thing is, I feel like it would be less likely for somebody to make a movie based on Friday the 13th. They came along and they actually made something that happened. It isn't based on Friday the 13th, the day itself. It's based on, I think, something happening on there. But let's say it's just like Halloween. But like the thing is, Halloween would have much easier been able to add, like the name for that would have been used to actually do a movie that's based on Halloween itself rather than just something that happened on Halloween.
So what I'm trying to say is like, you know, the whole purpose of the movie is because Michael Myers kills on Halloween. It's related to Halloween. It happens on Halloween. That's why it's called Halloween. It won't make any sense. Well, you know, it's October 28th. So, you know, I'm going to murder somebody and we're going to call it Halloween, even though it's not Halloween. So I'm saying, like, it's related to Halloween somewhat. There's a Halloween theme to it. There's jack-o'-lanterns. There's kids trick-or-treating. It's Halloween themed. It's related to Halloween. Just the same as, you know, any other horror movie. It could be related to Halloween. That's why they're watched on Halloween.
Also, okay, well that's pretty good. But also, it's about also the backstories and stuff. Jason was a kid who had I don't know if he also had like a learning disability, but he had a physical disability in his face. It made like him bald, and he looked odd to the kids. So they bullied him, and they eventually like had bullied him so much where they threw him in the lake, but they didn't know he couldn't swim, and he ended up drowning. And his mom came back for revenge and stuff, and but then he came back to life. At least that's a decent like backstory. Michael Myers is just a kid who was insane. It's just a kid who was insane. That's just it's straight it, and then he murdered a part of his family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, those are like two different storylines.
I feel like
so it's all based off like the director sees. So, you know, it makes sense. The kid's insane. He probably blames his parents for it or something like that. So there's still a creative concept to it, just the same as Jason. So they're both creative concepts. Like the backstory, I don't think really matters, in a way. Personally, I don't think it matters. I think it's the film itself we're talking about, not the backstory.
And on top of this, both of them are matching like a matchup, like in like how good it is. Like, some people might say that like the Halloween movies are a little better, but the thing is on top of that, how closely they are matching. Like a lot of people say that like Michael Myers is better than Jason, but it's decently close. But when you think about it, Jason was also made like years ago, like the last like Friday the 13th movie. Well, I think there might have been a more recent one, but the last Friday the 13th movie, I don't think like at least a good like a decent one or present one has not been made for a while. While the Halloween movies are actively coming out, and also on top of that, it's just Michael Myers surviving another thing, and it's like that he shouldn't have. And it's the same for Jason, but at least Jason is not human. He's not human. Michael Myers is, so it's just like it's not realistic. So the thing is, on top of that, the
Neither
fact
is
that they were-
Jason. So using not realistic doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm saying if you're not realistic, I would. It's better when you're not realistic as a non-human than non-realistic as a human.
That's what makes him so interesting. He seems like a supernatural being of some sort. And
I
I
will
think
admit
that
that
I
most-
think that's part of the concept is to make you wonder, well, is he really human?
Well, also at the same time, whenever Jason survives things, it's at least in a creative way, like, oh, you come back to life. Michael Myers is just, I got hit, oh, I didn't die. And it's just that over and over again. I get hit, oh, I didn't die. Oh, I didn't die. And then same with Jason, it's either, oh, I got hit, oh, I didn't die. Or it's, oh, I got hit, I died. Oh, but then it came back to life in a creative way. Michael Myers is just, oh, I got hit, oh, looked like I died. Just kidding, I'm going to come back in the next movie after surviving, just, like, brushing it off. I got beat up by an entire town. I'm just going to get up and then kill everybody, even though there was, like, a bunch of trucks lined up. People had guns and stuff.
Yeah, I would say for the final thing really, because I think we're going over time.
Yeah.
But I would say in general, I think the movies are all based off preference, and I think each way Michael Myers dies, comes back to life, is creative. The whole purpose is to make you wonder, wow, he actually lived through that. It's supposed to be, wow, he's alive again. Like, how is he doing that, even though he's human? Like, it's supposed to make you wonder, well.
Both them.
It's the point of it's to make you
yeah.
question. I think that's with both movies. It's to make you think, wow, why are they continue to come back to life? Whereas Jason, they know why he's coming back to life. He's not really human. So there's something there. And for Michael Myers, it's like, well, he's human, so what's making him come back to life? I think that's the big thing. Like, is it just a dead body that's human and it's just possessed? We don't know.
I feel like that's closer to what Jason is.
It's to give you it's supposed to make you question whether,
Well,
what
both of them
is
are
real.
repetitive. I will say, like, I think.
Oh, for
Jason-
sure. Both of them are very
Yeah,
repetitive.
very repetitive. It's just like a person, at least that was once human at one point, and now he's just a murderer that keeps coming back for no reason. Or at least extremely lucky. Well, I will say at least I thought, I think that, the Friday the 13th ones, he actually has a reason. The other one, he doesn't. But that is not a horrible point. It's kind of weird. It's like, okay, well, why? So, but if they continue to release the Halloween movies and they never answer that, then I'm gonna be mad. But if they actually give a good answer, being like, he was never human from the start, he was a demon or something. They say he's like the personification of evil or something, which is a pretty cool title. But
It is a pretty cool title to admit.
but that's also one of the things I was like, well, he's just evil, and Jason was like, actually, he's just seeking revenge or something. But do you have anything else to add?
That was my final one to add.
I've got a joke for you. I'm saying Jay. Bentley, do you have anything to add?
No, except for thanks for your help, because I know nothing.
That will probably almost never be done again unless I am on here as a switch up on purpose in the first place.
Yeah.
Which might occasionally sometimes happen, but you probably wouldn't be expecting it. That was a twist. Just like both Jason and Michael Myers have now teamed up after surviving a nuclear bomb for no reason. Michael Myers just got up, and Jason somehow took his remains, and they all were somehow stitched back together.
Okay.
Now, and then Chucky was with him. He survived as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so thank you so much for listening and or watching. If you see any ghosts on the side of the road, hit them. There are too many videos I see on the internet. They stop and they try to run away. Bro, just go through them. They're translucent, I don't freaking know.
Transparent?
Transparent. They're untangible. I don't know. I want to test a theory. Will they get hit by the car or they just go through it? I don't know.
Elijah,
They just
let
go,
them live their afterlife.
They're not living at all, Bentley. That's the problem.
Okay, you know what I meant. Let them just
You
be
lived
them.
your life. Leave. All right. Thank you so much. I hope to see you next week because we've been delaying stuff way too much. But I thought this was a pretty good debate, and I also like debating. This is fun. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you later. Goodbye.